Hello all, welcome back to the Cardboard Baron. Of course, I'm Jay, the Cardboard Baron. With today's video, I want to kick off a new series dedicated to growing a new TCG player store from level 1 to level 4. I kind of alluded to this as a challenge per se a couple videos back, but on reflecting on it a little bit more, I felt it would be more of a document me doing it, and then you can kind of replicate it yourself for all the people that may be new to TCG Player or on the fence whether or not they want to start their own business or maybe just sell cards to recoup some of the money to funnel back into the business, to their own hobby. You know, doing it as kind of like a challenge per se. I think we would run into some issues, privacy issues, because I wouldn't expect people to post what they're doing, right? As a content creator or whatever, I'm the one that's offering this information. I wouldn't expect the community to do it as well. So this will be more of a watch me do it, replicate it if you're interested, and more of a proof of concept to kind of prove that this is the way um, you can grow a business, right? Now, to kind of get into kind of the parameters of how we're going to approach this, this isn't going to be a speed run level 1 to level 4 per se. We are going to price our cards kind of competitively and aggressively, but we're not going to set at lowest listed and try to just, again, speed run it, right? I want to start with a relatively low lump sum of capital and expand it forward, document it in, again, level 1 to level 4, and then maybe we'll start up a new series on how to like expand an inventory and get the infrastructure in place, right? If you want a more like comprehensive like way to start a store, I did a video a couple months back about starting a new TCG player store with like $500 and covering all the supplies like that you would need for that, and a product I recommend for doing that. So if you want more not structured, but another take on it, you could watch that video as well. This we're just going to kind of go over just the product, right? This is going to assume you have stamps, envelopes, stuff like that, or you just throw those on top of the product we're going to do this with, right? And without you know dragging that any further, we're gonna do it with the Foundations Starter Collection, right? And this is a great product because it's available, it's cheap, and it has great EV. You can find these for about anywhere from like 48 to $55. And again, if you have an LLC and you're tax exempt, you have really good margin. But another reason why I chose this product is because I think on TCG Player, when I last checked, they were uh, $48, right? So if you don't have an LLC and you're not tax exempt, you can get this product shipped to your door, and you're going to be with the tax and everything at like $55. And the expected EV out of this, I think, was still 86, $87 at a 25-cent SIF when I last checked a couple days ago. So there's still margin there, even if you're not tax exempt, and that's why I chose this product. And then another great thing about it is it is kind of like a commander deck. There's no variance. It is pre-constructed, but you also get 3 play booster packs in there as well, right? I will not be including the play booster pack cards in there because that I want to eliminate all variants. I kind of want to just show the process and how you can do it with something as small as $50, right? So now there is some caveats to how we're going to approach this. We're going to start with 1 starter collection box, and if we list all these cards and someone comes around in one order, blows them out, we're just going to go use that money and we're going to go buy another one. We're just going to keep churning and burning these until we get our 51, 53 orders. I can't remember. It's been like over a year since I initially did this. So yeah, it's going to be a proof of concept to show you guys that this is viable and get you guys started building your own store, right? I will go ahead and I'll record a screen of a brand new store, show how I list it, what cards we're going to list out of this, and you can just follow along if you want to, or you could just watch how somebody else does it, right? Now, you're kind of maybe asking, why would I do this, right? Outside of like helping you guys and creating content, I decided I wanted two storefronts, right? One for more higher end singles and sealed product, and the other one for kind of a bulk setup, and maybe transition that into uh, the direct program down the road. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. That'll maybe be another series or whatever. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get this cracked open onto the computer and watch me start listing. Thanks.
All right, so here we are in the brand new TCGPlayer Store. We are level 1. As you can see, we have 0 of 100 cards listed. We have no orders pending, and we're not receiving any payments, right? So the first step we got to do is we have to pick the cards that we want to list, right? I'll include down in the description below, but this is a Moxfield listing for all the cards within the starter set, right? And I have it sorted by price. Now that might not necessarily be the best strategy right now, but it's what we're going to start with for right now. Because honestly, what you really want to do if you're like trying to speed run this, if you're like, oh, I need to get level 4 by the end of the month or something, you're going to want to look at cards that have the highest velocity, right? You know, maybe it's a combination of these 30-cent to 50-cent cards that fly faster, that'll let you recoup your money faster, right? Those are different strategies, stuff like that. That's kind of outside the scope of it, right? This is just kind of like, you know, how you would do it if you were brand new and you didn't really have that kind of, you weren't bound by time, right, per se. So let's just go ahead and we're going to actually list Aurelia the War Leader here. And then we will do Lyra Dawnbringer and then a couple of the lands as well. As you can see, they give you a bunch of lands. And you get a couple full art lands and stuff like that. That's pretty cool too. So we're just going to go here. We're going to go to Magic. And we're just going to type in Aurelia. And it'll auto-complete for the most part. Now, if you're brand new to Magic and listing on TCGPlayer, you're going to see there's a bunch of different, reprints of, different sets or whatever. So you want to make sure you pick the correct one, which is Foundations, and then you can always check by the card number, right? So what we're going to do here is obviously we're going to list one, and then last sold, market price. You can match market. Generally, it seems like lowest listed must be greater than what, so that's kind of weird. But anyways, so we have market price, right? But before we do that, let's right click, open a new tab, and just see what's going on with this card, right? So let's go down into the month, and we can see, in the last month, we're getting about one sold a day. And that's indicated right here. And you can see more data right here. And it shows you that it's selling around, the 750 range, right? So we don't want to be the lowest, right? But we don't want to have the card sit there, right? Because that's unfortunately, unlike eBay, whatever TCGPlayer kind of is, whoever's the lowest one is going to sell, right? With the exception of like maybe this seller here, right? New seller, no feedback going on. So people were generally, it's within reason to think people will maybe pass that one up, right? So then they would come down to here. And you can see that they're going to kind of lock the market in for like 4 days if we have average daily sale of 1 before it jumps up to anything higher, right? So we can price our, we'll do, we'll let, we don't have to sell this card right away. So let's do 775, let it sit a couple days, and try to eke some more profit out of that, right? So that's a strategy I would kind of repeat while we are level 1 to level 4, because unfortunately we don't have access to here. This is why you want to get to level 4, because you get the mass price tool if you're a pro, or you can just download and upload CSVs for your inventory, which makes listing cards so much faster, right? But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. The next card we're going to list is, make sure we're down to Magic again, Lyra the Dawnbringer. And you can see it, you know, auto-completes, right? And then again, we have a bunch of different sets, card numbers. We want the foundation one. We're going to go to add. Now, what we're going to do is, so you have this in the starter set is actually a foil, right? And you'll see the different foil prices down here, right? So let's go see what's going on with this card, right? So we click it again. Look at these. This is a different area. We got a 1 month. Look at, we were talking about velocity here. This card is going to sell pretty fast, right? 14, we can just do some math here, and this looks like our hard cap right here. This seller, he's cracked a lot of foundation play starter collection. He's hip to the gimmick here, so we're not going to really be able to sell anything above that, right? So it looks like my cat is trying to jump in here. So say hi, Manson. Say hi. Say hi to the internet. All right, buddy. You gotta get down. Gotta get down. All right. Anyways, so we'll sell it at 101, right? And you know, by that velocity, we should sell at 101, which is 3 cents more, but whatever. So we will go there, 101, and we have 1. Now, the other thing I wanted to show is, say if you're listing lands, right? I just want to show how you would like list different islands, right? So here, we're going to list some islands, right? Island, right? This one is 275, which probably, 275 right here. Foundations, add. This, the reason why I want to do this is because this is going to highlight the idea of a floor, right? We see market price is, you know, 17 cents, lowest listings 1 cent. You know, we're coming here, we're selling, you know, 1 a day, whatever. This is going to sit on the store for a while, but I just wanted to do this to show you what a floor price is, right? For all the people here selling at 5 cents a card, right? Even though TCGPlayer on orders below $5, they include this shipping cost, right? If you're packaging your card in a top loader with a penny sleeve and a team bag and the cost of the envelope and the stamp, once TCGPlayer takes their cut, because they'll take their cut out of the shipping that they should charge you, which they shouldn't. They should just give you 131, but I think it comes out to like 102 that you actually get. You will lose money by selling the card for 5 cents if they just buy that single card, right? So we don't want to do that. We're not in the business of losing money. We're going to set what's known as a floor. And my current floor is 25 cents. And now you're thinking to yourself, the lowest listing is 1 cent or 2 cent, 3 cent. No one is going to buy a card for 25 cents. That is not the case. I get bulk orders. This is how bulk, especially in the Pokemon scene, this is how bulk moves. People, especially with like land lots, stuff like that, people will buy, you know, 100 of a certain planes if you have it, right? And if you have it at 1 cent, the shipping of 100 cards is going to be like, you know, with all the weight, and because you'll have to ship it as a package at that point. You can't do it in an envelope. It's like $5-6, and you're only getting like $3 for the order. You know, the 1 cent for the lands, and then the 131 from TCGPlayer. So 231. So you're losing $3, right? So you want to make sure you have a floor, because if you do a floor, it's going to help mitigate that, right? And we're going to go put 4, right? We're going to list 4 here. And now, with the collector thing, we get a different land, or a different island, which is actually 274, right? So we go here. Again, we're going to set our floor to 25 cents. Now, mind you, you can shop it around if you think that's a little too high for yourself. I originally started with the 19-cent floor, but postage has gone up 2 times in the year that I've been doing this. So at 25 cents, calculated for me for the stamp, the envelope, the top loader, team bag, and penny sleeve, at 25 cents with this, if someone were to buy just the 25-cent card, I make 5 cents. So that's how I'm doing it, right? We're going to list another 4, and there we go. Bam. One thing I wanted to point out is we listed 4 cards, right? We listed 2 sets of lands, Aurelia and then Lyra, right? So you would think, oh, we only have 4 cards listed. Now, this doesn't update all the, update in real time. Sometimes you have to hit update or whatever, give it a second to update, but when we entered in 4 islands, it took 4 of our 100 slots, right? So that's why we don't want to just throw 18 lands if you come back here. We don't want to throw on 18 forests, 18 islands, because we eat up all our 100 slots there, right? So that's why we got to pick and choose, right? So unfortunately, we're kind of limited for level 1, but once I think we make 2 sales and they're confirmed delivered, we go to level 2, and then level 2 you get a lot more breathing room, right? I think if I remember correctly, you go up to 500 cards, which you'll still, if we were doing another way, if you did watch the other video with the 3 foundation booster boxes that I started with, the jumpstart ones, you're gonna have more than 500 cards that you could list, right? Luckily, if we were just doing this starter collection at level 2, we can list literally every card in there, including the play boosters that we get, and be fine, right? But it's at level 1, to kind of wrap it up, we have to pick and choose the cards that we want to do, right? So this has been my kind of intro to the series. If you're interested, please follow along. I will try to do the update video every Sunday to kind of see how we go. I will have a separate spreadsheet, a separate inventory for this store, and we will see how long it takes to get to level 4 and start growing out. And we started this with $49.99, right? That is what we started this with. Let's see what we have at the end of level 4. All right. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you in the next one.